Hi everyone, it's your girl Angie Jasmine. Welcome back. This is the Jasmine Foundation. So last time I told you about all Jasmine Foundation is set to do. Jasmine Foundation is set to hold you by the hand and walk with you through the phase of life. I talked about procrastination and I talked about how fear kills your dreams and ambitions. Today we'll be looking at the different types of fear and what fear actually is. But before I proceed, please celebrate with me, my beautiful audience. Thank you so much for coming and thank you for joining the Just My Foundation talk show. Thank you. So today we are going to be looking at the topic called fear. Fear is a deadly disease that has killed a lot of people more than cancer. Sometimes it is triggered by a lot of post-traumatic events or things that are about to happen that makes people want to shy away from their journey through the walks of life. So today, I just want you to know that whatever it is that you are afraid of, we are here to help you overcome. We are here to help you pull through it. We don't want you to do that all by yourself. That's what the Just Mind Foundation Academy is for. Do you ever get scared and you don't know why you are afraid? People just sit and they have this crippling thing coming on them and they're just worried. So a lot of times these things are caused by the loss of, maybe they lose a loved one, or the fear of losing a loved one. The near death experience that you might have had might also be one of the causes of fear for you. There's also the fear of the mind. Some people are very scared, fear of people talking behind you, fear of failing. There is fear of not being able to allow you're not sure if you know what you want, fear of succeeding. You have this fear of wanting people to validate your dreams, wanting people to give you the validations that you need in life. There is fear of the unknown. That's very common to overthinkers, where people who overthink things, I used to be in that category where I always wonder what everything means. When you smile at me, I am wondering, what does that smile mean? When you look at me, I'm looking at you and I'm wondering, what does this look means? Does it mean something good? Does it mean? So there are people who are in this category that are overthinkers. They just overthink things. They want to know what's going on, and with that they start becoming afraid. They don't want to mingle with people. They are no longer, that's fear of being sociable, so they no longer want to have people around them. So instead of that, they prefer to be introverted. They prefer to be in their own safe space where nobody can come to them. There's also the fear of where people are missing out. They feel like if you are not involved in everything going on, i'm I'm missing out. When there is something going on and nobody's carrying them along, they feel left out. So those people are tend to be influenced by anything that comes around. You find them in all parties. You find them trying to just show up. They are just everywhere, going about. Even if they have to be the focus of that event, they don't mind, as long as everyone knows they are there. Those are the people who do not know that they are afraid of missing out. And then there is also the fear of people who are afraid of taking risk. People who do not want to consider any other thing that would make them be boxed up into a particular spot or into a particular corner. And so there are so much fear. Then the one I would like to focus on is fear of the past. As a child, I have, from childhood to adulthood, I had lived with a lot of people. I had a tough time growing up a bit when my father had an accident, and because I started to live with people, I lived with so many people that they beat down my esteem. They made me feel less than who I was. I was a princess growing up. You get all the fatherly treatment, all the fatherly love, and then life happens. All the dreams and all the plans that they had for you becomes cagey. They no longer look visible. They no longer look achievable. And so because I had to live with so many people, I got to the point whereby I became a shadow of myself. I couldn't talk. And so most times when I remember the past, I try to mask it up. I try to hide under the guise of being too too shy. That's the word. of being, I don't want to be there, I don't want to talk, I don't want people to notice that I am even here, I just want to be on my own, So because I went from being a bold child to being a child who was kept under so much duress, so much pressure, I did not know how to go about it. But along the journey of life, I learned how to, I learned how to be myself. I learned how to um on no longer hear what people say, but listen to what I have to tell myself. And then my brother said to me one day, at some point, you stop running from problems. At some point, you have to stop running away. And until the day I discovered that, yes, what he was saying was right, was the day I started to get fresh starts. That's when I knew that the world can be a difficult place. But the thing that actually opened my eyes to what he was saying was, if you keep running from a particular problem, for example, you have issues in a particular location and you move from that geographical location to another geographical location and you have issues there, and you keep relocating, one day you're going to have a worldwide problem. So are you going to leave the world because you don't want to face that challenge, you don't want to face the problem? No. So as a child, my dad was a military personnel. So sometimes we don't see him for 3 months, 4 months. At some point, one day, we had to start doing some things to keep body. And so, with being the last child of the family, all my siblings were in school, I didn't know what to do. My mom was trying to put food on the table, and then we had to resort to doing some menial jobs. And then one day I was going to help her out, and I saw some of my classmates. Because of the kind of school I attend, it looks like there is no correlation between the job I'm doing and that school. So, and she noticed I felt very uncomfortable seeing my classmates. And she said, anyone who looks down at you because of what you're going through today is ignorant and is a fool. People do not describe your future because of what they see you going through today. So don't allow anyone define you because of what you're going through today. That alone built courage in me. It gave me fear. It gave me courage to overcome the fear of wanting to shy away from issues. So tell me some of the fears you've had relatable to mine in the comment section, and we'll be right back after this break. Don't go nowhere. Be right back. Thank you and welcome back. It's still the Just My Foundation. So, most people feel like the fears they've had have defined their lives. It has created some kind of identity for them. I call it identity crisis. It's because you have not allowed yourself to define yourself properly. Like my brother used to tell me, oh Lord, my God, I need to give this episode to my brother Michael. I need to. My brother built a lot of things. He instilled a lot of discipline in me while we're growing up. So he said something to me. He said that if you do not define yourself, the world will give you your own definition. And they will give you a definition that suits them, not the definition that suits you. So allow yourself to be defined by what you believe in. Allow yourself to be defined by what you hold dear and not what fear gives you. So in the next episode, I'll be talking about various types of ways we overcome fears, and then there is a part where we talk about coping mechanisms that people have. Some people hide under the guise of a lot of coping mechanisms just to subdue the fear so that they don't feel it. So watch out for the next episode and learn how to overcome whatever fear you have had. It's still your girl, NG Justmine, and this is the Justmine Foundation. Thank you for staying tuned, and see you some other time.